Okay.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm Dr. Mohsin Raj. I'm a DM cardiology student at AIIMS New Delhi. And with me, I have a special friend, Dr. Ajay Mohan. He is about to complete his MS General Surgery from AIIMS Delhi. And I have him because many of you had questions regarding this residency program at AIIMS New Delhi. So, Dr. Ajay, welcome to the channel.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
And I appreciate that you have, out of your busy schedule, you have given out time for this video. So without wasting time, can you give me an overview of your residency program, how it was and what were the different areas in which you were posted and what all elective and emergency exposures you have during your surgery residency? Just an overview.
Actually, as everywhere, it's like a 3-year program. And let me start from the initial 6 months. First 6 months, you'll be getting in touch with the ward patients mainly. And most of the time, you'll be doing a normal ward works like a intern usually. And very minor procedures you'll be getting in mind roti. That is, it is attached to the OPD procedures. So our only surgical exposure will be elective surgery, will be like a third or fourth assisted, and OPD minor roti procedures. So by 6 months, we'll get an idea of the surgical risk, how it will be. And after 6 months, then your rotation starts. Actually, AIIMS have a very good culture of rotating residents in MCH super specialty departments. So our super specialty departments were GI surgery, trauma surgery, pediatric surgery, neurosurgery, and urology. Okay, so we'll get 1 to 2 months usually. As our residency was, the duration was hampered because of COVID, so we were not exposed to most of the departments. And I was posted in trauma surgery, where I got a good exposure in trauma surgery because we get many complicated surgeries in our trauma surgery department, and most of the surgeries are done by senior residents. So you will be assisting most of the time, and most of the all the residents, all the senior residents are really helpful. So you'll get a good exposure also, first-hand exposure in trauma surgery cases. And next, let me explain about GI surgery, because most of the general surgeons are mostly concerned about GI surgery because they want to either pursue general surgery doing GI cases, or want to pursue GI surgery as a super specialty. So there also you will get high-end cases, and most of the emergency cases will be done by senior residents only, and you will be the first assistants to them. So assisting in those surgeries are actually a lucky opportunity for residents in surgical field, which actually most of the periphery departments can't claim this, because such cases we'll be handling. So other departments like neurosurgery, CTBS, etc., are also really good. Of a 1 month at least, you should be exposed to those departments, because residents like me who joined general surgery, it will give a good opportunity for us to assess all the departments and decide of a super specialty course later.
Exactly.
So I remember my CTBS posting. CTBS, we know that it's one of the best in the world, and I had a very good 1.5 months in CTBS, and I'm really more interested to pursue my further career in CTBS also, if possible. And I guess this rotation thing happening in AIIMS actually hampered due to COVID. Otherwise, it would have been the best among the residency, all the programs. And after, we have a rotation for around one year actually. After 1 year, we'll be called back to ward, and we will start our normal routine ward works, along with handling of the HDU and ICU cases. And that's the most important part, because most of the aspirants I have talked to, they are more concerned about the hands-on part of AIIMS Delhi, maybe comparatively less compared to periphery AIIMS, but it's not like we are not getting any surgical exposure. And the critical care management, which is actually a part of surgical residencies, we are handling it pretty well. And that is actually ignored in most of the periphery colleges, but it is also, and handling the patient post surgery is also part of a surgeon. So I guess getting experience in that, we are too lucky to have it. And considering the elective and the emergency exposure, we are allowed to scrub in all the elective cases, and most of the elective cases are done by consultants, and we will be like first or the second assistants usually. And second, in emergency cases, most of the cases are done by senior residents, and you will be the first assistant. On most of the cases, a senior resident will be assisting you to do the cases. So exposure more in the emergency cases, your hands will be better as a surgeon. And by 3 years, actually, that's a pretty good amount of time, whether you'll be pursuing your future career in which surgical field. So overall, the experience is really good, except the fact that most of the things have been hampered due to COVID, especially all the surgical fields. So I guess, whatever experience I have, told you whatever an overall
What I
overview of
basically,
the
yeah,
surgical
what I
residency.
basically can summarize is that you have had a good exposure of all the super specialties related to surgery in your the different MCH branch of surgery. Second, that in addition to surgical skills, you are well trained in handling the post-op cases in your ICUs and HDUs. Right.
Yeah.
And in addition, you get a constant supervision by your senior residents and, of course, your faculty during the elective as well as emergency surgeries. Right.
Yes,
So
yes.
that is kind of how I can summarize this. Second, are there certain things that you didn't like about the residency at AIIMS?
Residency period. Yeah, one thing is that it's actually a double-edged sword, because we have senior residents with us. So the more senior residents you have, it's a super specialty hospital also. So you have our general surgery department is handling two super specialties along with the department. That is, one is minimal access surgery, and second is breast and endocrine. So overall, all the cases will go either to minimal access surgery or to breast and endocrine. So unlike many of the periphery colleges where junior residents are the boss in the ward, it's like senior residents are the boss in the ward, and you will have to assist them. So at times we feel that we would have got better surgical exposure if the number of senior residents were less. But at the same time, the surgical skills and the knowledge that we gain from them, that is also a positive point of these senior residents in our department. So there should be a balance. I guess our department is trying our best to create that balance. Still, obviously, compared to the peripheral colleges, government colleges, the surgical first-hand experience will be less if more residents are there. All it depends on hands-on experience. So it's okay. It's like a double-edged thing, as I
That's
told.
true for every department at AIIMS. Senior residents are more active in managing cases and helping the junior residents. So it has its benefits. It has its side effects.
Yes, pros and cons in this case.
And did you have any simulation-based learning, like we have the SET facility or the convergence block second floor? Do you have any, or do you even believe simulation plays a role in surgery training?
Actually, personally speaking, this is what my HOD have told. He told that the best simulation is during the real surgery rather than in front of monitor or anything. That is a very positive thing that he told. I mean, we can scrub in any number of cases as we want. There's no limit, that because surgeons usually are overburdened, but they don't wish to leave the ward or OT even if they're open, because the more and more surgeries you get, the more and more interested you get into this field. And second thing about SET facility, where you get simulation practice sessions, in between we get circular from department that your a particular time will be given, a particular day, and you will have to go to the SET facility where the experts will be training us. And in between, because of the COVID also, we have that part of is also hampered, but time to time our department tries to give training in that also. So I guess simulation is also needed, but the better simulation would be, I must say, that emergency cases that is
the actual OT, right?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
And how are the academic activities and research activities dealt by the junior residents in the department?
We know that it's a Apex Institute, so we come across a lot of complicated cases because there's no dearth of cases to publish. Right. And obviously, we compared to many colleges, the thesis submission is actually considered very serious stuff in our department. All the departments at AIIMS. Yeah. Compared to many peripheral colleges where we know that this is not given much importance. And I'm pretty sure that most of the theses that we do are high quality studies, and most of them get published in good journals also. And along with that, the plus point of having more senior residents in our department is that they'll be involved in more researches, and we'll be assisting them, and the publications also, the number of publications also increase accordingly. Yeah. So academic experience is really good over here, and the seminars that we have once a week or twice a week, that is actually dealt very carefully, and all the senior consultants are involved in it. And the PowerPoint presentations also, I mean, that's very useful. Even I know that most of the residents pursuing their final semester in surgery periphery, I know that most of them even get the PowerPoint from our seniors for their preparation. So that's the quality of academic activities in our AIIMS. Even though the number of academic activity confined due to COVID, still we managed to have some academic activities through online methods.
And that basically covers most of the academic stuff, most of the textbook stuff, and you don't have to read it separately. Most of it's already covered in webinars and presentations. And what about your work hours and workload? How you manage? This is obviously a challenging branch as compared to medical fields. Surgical fields are more hectic and more demanding. So what was your experience with that?
Actually, it's well balanced in our department. As I already told, as the number of senior residents and junior residents increases, the workload is also shared actually. Okay. And even after 24 hour or 48 hour duty, I mean, still, if we get a chance to scrub in a good case, I mean, I guess no one will be leaving that chance. So the workload is not an issue to most of the residents. I mean, I guess within 6 months of residency, most of the residents will get an idea about the workload. I guess a couple of them will leave after 1 to 2 months also seeing the workload, but it's okay. I mean, most of the surgical or medical field is like that only, but compared to medical field, it will be a bit more, because we can't consider emergency cases like let's complete within half an hour or 1 hour. It may take up to 4 hours. I've even scrubbed in cases where we had to scrub continuously for around 7 hours, 8 hours. So, and for CTVS case, it can go up to even 16, 17 hours also. In neurosurgery cases also, it can extend to 16, 17 hours also. So I guess that is not a really big issue for a upcoming budding surgeon, because this is the time that we learn actually. Instead of spending 2 to 3 months in front of books, you can directly learn the things from your seniors and directly seeing the cases in OT. So I guess that's a plus point of being in a
workload is not the point when you have interesting cases in hand, right? So sure. Does an MS general surgery from AIIMS give you edge in MCH exams, somehow? Well, of course, it happens in medical streams, because yes, we are constantly in touch with the seniors. We deal with such complex cases on a routine basis that you have an idea about, the exam pattern, or you definitely get help at least from your seniors, that what is the exam like, or they at least motivate you. So does it help?
Yes, actually, the best person to ask for help was the one who actually cracked the exam. The same method that I followed in my NEET preparation, PG preparation, entrance preparation. I directly talked with the person who actually cracked the exam, and maybe with a very good rank like top 10, top 15. So they are the best people to ask for advice. Okay, you can get many advices from most of the people in internet, and I guess the best thing that you can do is ask from the person who directly cracked the exam.
In fact,
so I'm so lucky. We are all so lucky to have such seniors. So I guess that's the best point. I mean, you can ask them what all things you have to study, because learning everything cover to cover is not a thing. It's not a 10th, 12th exam. So you have to prioritize all your things, and along with your workload, you have to manage study also. Okay, it's not like you will get a particular time for studying also. So I guess prioritizing things, you can get the help of seniors directly, and that's the best thing. I mean, I guess most of the people who have cracked MCH exam, they have, most of them, 90-95% people will follow the same pattern over here, what I see.
Right. So any last advice to the viewers, like someone who is an MBBS student and aspiring to become a surgeon? So what all qualities he should impart in himself?
To pursue a surgical career, first and most important is that during during an internship period, you will get exposed to all the departments. By then, you have to, by the end of 10-12 months, you will be deciding which branch you should be pursuing. So I guess doing a good internship will help you decide that. And without doing a good internship, if you directly come to a surgical field, you might feel that it's not the branch for you. But I guess you should give a couple of months to settle in, so that you will understand the beauty of the subject. And once you are actually interested in the subject, then workload or nothing will matter actually. And you will just enjoy the period in your ward.
So interacting with you actually gave two benefits to me. One, that I came to know that you're interested in CTVS, and I'll be soon having you as a colleague in CTVS. Okay, so cardiology and CTVS people are very closely linked to each other. And second, my viewers would of course have got an idea about the general surgery program, the residency program at AIIMS. So thank you for coming up on this video and speaking up your experience on general surgery at AIIMS. So thank you, Dr. Ajay.
Thank you, Dr. Mohsin. I mean, you are my senior also. I thank you for giving me such an opportunity. I'm so sorry that I couldn't, do it earlier because of the COVID issues and all. I'm so happy that you considered me a part of it.
I would like to tell my viewers that you recently recovered from COVID and immediately have joined back to work and agreed to kindly do on this video. So thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you.